Let's try this limit problem by multiplying by conjugates. 1 plus cosine x over 1 plus cosine x becomes 1, which is allowed. And we're going to do distribution 1 times 1. So this is going to be the same thing as limit x approaches 0. 1 times 1 is going to be 1. And then this is like difference of squares, minus cosine squared x. And on the bottom, we have x times 1 plus cosine x. We're not going to expand it out yet. Now that looks familiar. Recall from trig identities that sine squared x plus cosine squared x equals 1. So when we're talking about 1 minus cosine squared x, we're just using algebra here. 1 minus cosine squared x is sine squared x. So we're going to replace this with sine squared x. And what do we see here? Sine squared x over x looks very familiar. So we have limit x approaches 0 of sine x, which is sine squared x, over x, and we have 1 plus cosine of x. So recall that sine x over x approaches 0 is 1. So we knew that part already from previous work. And now when you're substituting 0 here, we now have sine of 0 divided by 1 plus cosine of 0. And cosine of 0, we learned from trigonometry that this is 1. So sine 0 is essentially 0 divided by, now 1 plus 1 is 2. So the answer is 0. So certainly, question number 1, the answer is 0. Now let's try the second question. This just looks like trinomial factoring. If you're to